North Charleston Mayor Keith Summey delivers his State of the City address on Thursday. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with North Charleston City Council member Virginia Jamison one-on-one. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And listen to this interview later on iHeartRadio. It's Virginia Jamison. It's so good to see you again.
Great to see you, Quintin.
Oh, I appreciate this greatly. We're sitting here at your home in North Charleston, and you know, as I was coming in, I really didn't notice all the noise on I-26.
Whoa!
And I know that's something on top of your list right now to take care of.
Yes, Quintin, it is, and I've worked diligently along with my communities trying to address this, and it's been a long time, but I think change is going to come. If we keep hammering at it, keep presenting the data as we get it, then I think change will come.
What is that data right now?
Right now, we're showing that the decibel of noise exceeds what the Federal Highway Administration allows for residential areas. But they're saying that if they do a sound barrier, it would be not reasonable or feasible, meaning that not enough people would get the benefit and it would cost too much. But of course, you know, Quintin, all around the low country, we're spending money hand over foot. So I don't think the quality of life should be centered around money.
What is the quality of life right now when you think of it?
Well, Quintin, I have lived here since 1985. I have enjoyed a wonderful life here in this home. It's ideal for me in this community. My neighbors are exceptional, but we do not enjoy our quality of life, especially at night for sleeping. We're not in our yards, like having a backyard party. We're not out there just enjoying the sunshine and the swing or any of those things. We're in the house. So in the summer months, it just kind of put a cap on what we will do and can do outside. We do know that noise can be very debilitating. And in the 3rd District, we have a lot of seniors aging in place. We have children who are of school age. We have retired and active duty military. So it presents a real challenge for us. And if I collected some health data, and that's not possible because, of course, the HIPAA law, we would see that certain illnesses are exacerbated, meaning expanded by exposure to noise, and especially highway noise. This is not only cars and trucks, people going back and forth to work and every day. It is transporters, big, huge transporters that are carrying goods to the port to be transported overseas or wherever by boat. It is transporters going to Boeing, you know, transporting those big diesel engine. Eventually we're going to have Mercedes getting that kind of transportation use. And also every transporter that comes to Charleston comes through I-26 eastbound, and then it leaves I-26 westbound. So we are right in what I call a corridor of noise that is just really, really tiring, just really takes away from quality of life.
And I understand, too, when I was reading an article from Channel 4, that basically you're going to meet up with Charleston County Chairman Elliott Summey soon.
Yes.
And I understand, too, that you are going to go to Washington, D.C., and you have a list of names.
Good. I will be in Columbia in February to attend the Legislative Day in Action.
Right.
And hopefully I will be able to meet with 2 people on a list that I have. I'm not naming names quite yet. And I met Mr. Summey, Chairman Summey, in Columbia just recently.
Right.
And he said, I told him that I had called his office to make an appointment since he had been newly elected as a chair.
Right.
And he said that he was looking forward to having this discussion with me. This will not be the first time that the chair and I have, Chairman Summey and I have met.
Right.
We talked about this back in 2010, 2014,
Right.
and then, you know, he went off the center stage.
Right.
But he's always been very understanding about, you know, the noise and what needs to be done. So hopefully with his return to the stage that we'll get another opportunity to discuss this at length.
You talk about 2010 and noise. What is the biggest difference between 2010 and now when you think of this, the corridor of noise?
Well, Quintin, we thought in 2010, we saw how it was progressing. It was steady, but not maximized as it is now. Right now, on any given day, at any given hour, 24/7, there is something from I-26 that disrupts your train of thought. If you're in here cooking your dinner, it disrupts your sleep pattern when a motorcycle with that revving sound goes down this corridor. That big truck that has something, and they call it, it's a braking system,
Right.
and that disrupts everything. Not only does it disrupt your mental thought, but it disrupts your whole, it seems like the house vibrate. I mean, I haven't seen any cracks. Yeah, I did see one crack, but I haven't really seen any damage to the home. But I feel the damage to my comfort level every time the trucks are going by. Again, at 7 o'clock, it used to be at 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock that the traffic was down.
Right.
Now, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there's just a corridor of trucks, not cars, not little transporters, but big transporters that have expanded. Remember when we had limits on the size of a transporter, especially on southern roads? Well, that has all gone away. They can have any size that they want, I think. So it is debilitating. It is a nuisance. It is, we're homeowners. We're not renters.
Right.
We have a cross-section of people that live in District 3.
Right.
We have from the high middle-income people.
Right.
We have low-income people. We have African-Americans. We have Caucasians. We have Hispanics. We have a cross-section of people here. And I would like to give you a ballpark figure of the percentage in each one of those categories, but I don't have that information readily available now.
And you talk about District 3, as we sit here, and you're obviously the city councilwoman, what other issues are playing in your mind right now about your district?
Well, livability. This is an older community. These are older communities within the city of North Charleston that was here long before 24 years ago. It's an old community that has a lot of great qualities. So our livability, lighting in our community is a big situation. Again, I don't think the lighting in our communities have ever been updated. You know, now they have the new lights that kind of give off that ambience of, I can see you.
Right.
Well, we still have the faded lights that just tell you there's a light on, but I can't see anything.
Wow.
Safety mechanism for slowing this traffic down in our communities. Although we have speed signs that says 25 miles per hour, it is bedlam. It is bedlam, especially in the mornings and in the evening, because then that traffic is backed up at Rivers Avenue because they can't get out or can't get in. And then as soon as they get in, all they're thinking about is getting home and taking off their shoes and getting comfortable. So they're speeding throughout our communities. Recently, we did have an enhanced modality, one speed hump, and some, stop signs that really worked. A lot of people did not like it because it slowed that traffic down so much. And I would hope that in our growth process that we would look at some of those livability items, safety, helping with slowing the traffic down. I'm doing some, like lights.
Sure.
So that on top of the stop sign, so that that person will see that light, especially at night, and stop. I don't know the cost involved, but I have asked for a livability study of District 3, well, of the whole city of North Charleston.
Okay.
I'm not that selfish that I won't look at the whole city. I would want them to do that, but they could use us as a poster district to start those, that assessment.
And you talk about the city of North Charleston. Obviously, North Charleston Mayor Keith Summey will address the city with his State of the City address on Thursday. What exactly do you want to hear from the mayor? What exactly will ring a bell for District 3 in your mind?
Well, in all honesty, Quintin, I really want the mayor to talk about quality of life for his citizens. I really want him to talk about our infrastructure that has not kept up with the fast growth and development of our city. Commercial growth and development without consideration of citizens and their livability really creates a problem for a lot of people. I would hope that the mayor would focus on crime. We have, and I think it's the drug culture that has saturated our city. And they're coming from everywhere. But it is a tier system. You have man or woman, one, who has the guns and the drugs and the money. You have second guy here who received the guns and the money and the drugs from the first person. Then you have the third man down here who comes up to the second man, and he either purchased drugs or get it for distribution and do not bring that money back to that second person. So now there's a problem. Because if the second person doesn't take the money back to the first person is going to get him. So it becomes that back and forth. And that's why we have young men and women dying in our streets like dogs.
I know that obviously North Charleston Police Chief Reggie Burgess has been on the job as police chief for 1 year. What letter grade would you give him right now as far as performance?
Listen, Chief Burgess has been in the streets prior to becoming the chief of police, and he knows the community. The communities know Chief Burgess, and he is he leads by example, and he talks and walks at the same time. And he's doing an excellent job, I feel. We just need to do more community awareness, and we're doing that because now we have neighborhood resource officer. Each district has a resource officer. So in District 3, I'm going to be working with that resource officer to do some community things. We're going to walk the neighborhood. We're going to make the neighbors aware that police department will not know that you saw something suspicious unless you tell us. And so those are the things, and again, I'm the person that will get out there and walk and talk to the people. And I love it. And I think Chief Burgess has done that from day one. He has been out there in the community, and he is walking and talking and trying to make a difference. But it takes a whole village. You've heard this old adage, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a whole village, city, to reduce crime.
And how long will that take in your mind?
Well, what has happened in the city of North Charleston is this state of complacency.
Okay.
We feel that if I'm doing okay, then everybody's doing okay. But that's not true. We are our brother's keeper, no matter what anybody says. And so we have to go out there and tell somebody, you're going wrong. The drug trade is not going to help you to get to a senior age. The drug trade is not going to allow you to pay into Social Security, all of that's having some issues. The drug trade will not give you that savings account or that annuity that will allow you to retire at age 65 or older. So those are the things that we need to be telling our young people.
And obviously, when I interviewed Jesse Williams for Quintin's Close-Ups on Saturday, and he's running against Dorothy Williams, he, it's okay. He wants to basically work on, affordable housing for that particular area. And I'm wondering, as we sit here right now, what's your future like on North Charleston City Council?
Well, I don't know that I have a future on North Charleston City Council. I have been approached to run again. I'm seriously considering all of my options. But as you know, that I'm retired from the United States Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
And I am a retired healthcare provider. And God has really been good to me.
Sure.
So I want to give back to my communities, and I think that I have done that. And if the opportunity presents itself, if I feel that District 3 will not be in the best hands, I will be in the ring.
Okay. And obviously you moved here to North Charleston in 1985.
No, Quintin, I'm a North Charlestonian.
Okay.
I was born and raised in North Charleston. Matter of fact, I'm presently trying to get markers to identify those historical communities that are no longer in existence. They're like oil tanks and transporters parked on those hollowed grounds now. But I'm working with our archives to get a marker in the Liberty Hill Reeds Hill community that runs off Virginia Avenue, and in the Dewey Hill community that's also connecting our neighboring communities.
Yes. What is the biggest difference between when you were born here to right now about North Charleston?
Well, again, I'm over 35. I'm over 40. So when I was born here in North Charleston, in all honesty, Quintin, this was the best place. Mr. Washington, our communities were sacred. When I was 5 years old, we moved into the Liberty Hill community where my grandparents had bought property in 1942. It became our homestead, that property. And then as I started school, and kids always want to ride the bus to school. Well, I never rode a bus to school.
Wow.
Because we had the Liberty Hill Elementary School that was built or funded by the Rosenwald Foundation. Right. Then we got the mighty Barnes Wilson High School that I matriculated to in the 8th grade, and then I graduated Barnes Wilson High School. I laughingly told my surrogate grandsons on Sunday, I said I never knew anything about racism. I never knew anything about discrimination. I didn't even know about black and white. I mean, I saw color differences, but everybody treated everybody with the utmost respect. My family were, and I'm not going to say kinship, but so close as families with the Kynard families. They were so close with the Bates family. I could just go on naming names where, again, these are Caucasian families, and obviously we are African American, but we never knew that. They ate at our table. My grandmother was the best cook in the whole wide world, okay? These people came to our house for that baked needed ham, turkey, whatever.
Yeah.
And they provided all of those things. So I never knew that. And maybe I'm going to tell my age now, but in 1964, I joined the United States Army. I went to basic training in Anniston, Alabama.
Right.
And that's when a member of the United States Army, and that's when I found out about racism, about color differences, about the attitude of you're not good enough or whatever. Not in the Army, but on the streets of Anniston, Alabama.
Wow, interesting story. Well, as always, this is good to talk to you.
Thank you. You just make everybody feel so at ease, and I can stay here all day long to talk to you.
I have actually 5 minutes on this camera, but if I start to back up, we can definitely do that.
But again, I want to reemphasize what I want to hear from the mayor.
Sure.
And again, it has to do with the livability for the citizens of the city of North Charleston. More community enhancements as far as safety. And I just love to hear him say that we're going to fight crime like no one else has ever fought it. And we're going to do it with a grassroots effort that puts this ugly animal on the back of each of us. So we report, we identify, we pay attention to what's going on and not just be self-absorbed.
Councilwoman Virginia Jamison, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Quintin, I love it. I love talking to you. You make me feel so at ease. And again, I look forward to doing this again.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'll be right here. I'll be right here.
And Quintin, while you're here, I just want to share with you, especially what we've done on the noise issue to date. And then I'd like to just let you see some of the accommodations and accolades that I have received over my life.
Oh, yes.
And I just want you to know that I'm just not any kind of woman. I am truly a Christian woman, and I've been blessed.
Oh, yeah, and a very important one, too.
Thank you, Quintin.
Thank you.